Welcome to the Exit Plan Show. Today's guest is Tim Scott. He's the founder of Wallace Scott Law Firm in Denver, Colorado. Stick around to the end of this interview and we're going to show you how you can subscribe to our newsletter, download some free guides, and maybe win a free book. Thanks for joining us. Thank you to Zarlingo Robb, CPAs and Business Advisors in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, for providing a location for us to film this episode. At Zarlingo Robb, they think like business owners. For more information about Zarlingo Robb, please click their link in our website show notes. Hi, I'm Norman A. Hood, financial advisor and host of the Exit Plan Show. I interview America's top advisors like today's guest, Tim Scott, to help business owners like you enjoy more personal freedom, grow your company faster, and retire someday on your own terms. Tim Scott is with the Wallace Scott Law Firm in Denver, Colorado. His practice areas are estate planning and administration, business and individual taxation planning, exit and succession planning, tax controversy representation, entity formation, and business growth and incentive planning. Welcome to the show, Tim.
Thank you very much.
Could you take a minute and just introduce yourself to our audience and then tell about your career path up till now?
Sure. My name is Tim Scott, and I'm a sole shareholder of a firm called Wallace Scott. And my career progression began with a gentleman named John Brown, who was the owner of Business Enterprise Institute. And we were at a law firm called Minor & Brown years ago, and from that point forward, I have worked at his firm and then went out on my own when I thought that I was ready to make my entrepreneurial jump.
Okay, great. You and I have just met today. Technically, I've seen you present at Business Enterprise Institute annual convention, I believe. But other than that, I just know you from talking to John and that sort of thing. But over the years, you build a lot of business contacts, have close personal friends. If I were to ask them how to describe you, what do you think they'd say?
I think that they would say that I am a attentive, I hope they would say caring attorney. It's interesting. I started out as a pre-med individual back in college, but that sort of, I think, care and nurturing aspect of my career has then now molded over into the law. So I like people to think that they're well taken care of when they come see me in our firm.
Okay, good. I've been through your website. I have an idea of some of your practice areas. Could you describe those maybe in a little more detail?
So our firm is uniquely situated because we're a relatively small firm in number, but we handle the main issues that a business owner faces in terms of, for example, things like tax work, estate planning, intellectual property, real estate, and litigation, and all types of corporate law and sort of contract work in between.
Okay. You probably don't get to do all those things.
That's correct.
And of the things you do, you probably like some of those better than others. So
that is true.
What do you like the most?
So I found in law school that one of my favorite courses of all things was tax. So I think anything to do with numbers or solving a problem has been one of my favorite things. So the tax and the estate side of my practice, combined with some of the corporate work that I do, is my most enjoyable.
Okay. And what do you think differentiates Wallace Scott Law from some others that are in the same practice areas?
So we have, generally what we've found and the way that I help, or the way that I figured out to staff our firm, is that to find that kind of expertise, partner level expertise in those various areas that a business owner needs, you're generally going to a mid-sized to large law firm. And the costs associated with that, the fees associated with that can be staggering. So we've set our firm up as more of a boutique firm that has all of these sorts of practice areas, again, that business owners really look to when they're starting a business or exiting a business. But we keep our fees down and work on a lot of alternative fee arrangements with our clients.
Well, that's a good news to a lot of business owners. Yeah. What in particular energizes you to keep striving to do that? Is there any?
So I think that owning my law firm, which has had its highs and lows as an owner. That was a new experience for me. Our law firm has been around now for 5 years and going strong. And wearing the hats of attorney as well as CEO of the organization have been difficult at times, but it actually does keep me going because I like the business aspects of our business quite a bit.
Okay, well that's probably carries over into working with business owners because you kind of identify more with what they go through and the struggles. And
I couldn't agree with you more. In fact, I've used that when these business owners talk about how they're going to worry about making cash flow or payroll, or how they would look to see, when they ask for an estimate of legal fees. I'm very sensitive to that because when I hire a vendor as a small business myself, I like to have that certainty or that understanding so I can budget for that. So I think it really helps establish a good rapport with our business owner clients.
Great. If you were going to share one secret with a business owner that would help them shortcut the exit planning process, what do you think that would be?
Plan ahead, and I know that sounds cliched already, but plan well ahead of time. We have an interesting case module that our litigator prepared. Actually, he went through it with me yesterday to show what the amount of legal fees paid up front would have been, and they aren't insignificant, say a couple of $1,000s for a planning item, up to what the issue could have been millions of dollars of cost because someone didn't plan ahead. So in this exit planning process and in any client or business planning process, always start when you don't think you even need it. That's the best time to do it.
Okay, good. That's really good advice. Okay, so that wraps it up. For more information about Tim and Wallace Scott Law, please go to our website. And while you're there, you can subscribe to our newsletter. You can download some free guides, and you'll have opportunities to win lots of free books about exit planning. Thanks for joining us.